There is an industry that spends over $1 million an hour on advertising, and they're constantly looking for younger and newer consumers. Do you know why? Because they know that their product kills up to half of its users. We are talking about the tobacco industry today, and our expert is Simone St. Welcome, Simone. So we know that there are no safe tobacco products, right? Whether it's shisha, chewing tobacco, rolled cigarettes. So how is it that the tobacco industry is succeeding in selling us death and destruction continuously?
Great question. The tobacco industry is well aware that their products kill around 8 million people globally every year. To sustain their business, they must continuously recruit new users to replace those who die from using their products. And because their products are so harmful, they must do everything they can to make them attractive, especially to young people. One of their biggest tactics is flavors. If you think about it, tobacco on its own is harsh and unappealing, but when you add mint, mango, bubblegum, or vanilla, they seem less dangerous. Flavors are meant to hook you and then keep you addicted. This is not by accident, this is by design. Research shows that flavors are one of the main reasons that children and young people start using nicotine and tobacco products. And once they start, they become addicted quickly.
So just like flavors, there is research that shows packaging can attract consumers to products, right? How does the tobacco and nicotine industry use packaging to attract younger and younger people and women especially?
Tobacco companies use minimalist designs and bright colors to make their products look premium or even clean. But as you mentioned, there's no such thing as a safe tobacco product. Let's take slim cigarettes, for example. These are cigarettes that are designed with narrower dimensions and traditionally marketed to women. They're often associated with sophistication and elegance and are wrongly perceived to be less dangerous. But in reality, they pose comparable risks to regular cigarettes. Then if we look at the more recent nicotine products, sleek, colorful, and high-tech. To be clear, when we're talking about nicotine products, the most common is e-cigarettes, also known as vapes. E-cigarettes are designed to look like USB sticks, lipsticks, and stylish gadgets, which are easy to disguise and conceal from parents and teachers, which is particularly concerning when it comes to children and young people.
So we know that most people who consume tobacco products know that it is harming their body, but let's go over it again. How exactly does tobacco impact our body?
Tobacco use harms nearly every organ of the body. It causes heart disease, respiratory conditions, and over 20 types of cancer, including lung cancer. Tobacco is a major risk factor for non-communicable diseases and premature death. But the good news is that the benefits of quitting can be felt almost immediately. Within 20 minutes, blood pressure and heart rate drop. Within 2 to 12 weeks, lung function and circulation improves. Within a year, the risk of heart disease is cut in half. And over time, the risk of tobacco-related diseases decreases dramatically.
Another interesting fact here is the plain packaging or graphic warnings that you often see on cigarette boxes. That's actually a result of the work that WHO and partners have done to bring in those policies to inform consumers about the dangers of tobacco. So let's talk about another tactic, and that's advertising. You see tobacco advertising in music concerts and sports events. Talk to us about that.
Exactly. The marketing budget of big tobacco is larger than the GDP of some countries. They spend tens of billions of dollars every year to hide the truth that tobacco kills. They use social media influencers, music festivals, and giveaways to promote their harmful and addictive products. They use cartoon-like branding and sleek advertising to attract young users. And you'll notice in some stores they place nicotine and tobacco products near candy, which leads children to believe that they are innocent or even exciting.
Simone, how can public health agencies like WHO stand up to the tobacco industry, which seems to have massive resources, right?
Science, evidence, and awareness is key. The more people know about these tricks, the less effective they become. We need to ensure that people are aware of just how harmful tobacco products are and how they destroy families and lives. WHO and countries are working together to put in place public health policies, things like smoke-free public places, bans on advertising, making products less affordable by introducing taxes, and putting on graphic images and health warnings on product packaging. And latest data show that more than 5 billion people around the world are protected by at least one of these measures. This is a result of strong and decisive regulatory action. As a consumer, don't be fooled. If nicotine or tobacco products look fun, tasty, or trendy, they're designed that way to hook you. So spread the word and support policies that protect public health.
Thank you, Simone. That was Science in 5 today. Until next time, then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stick with science.